Lindsay Janice has been watching this storm from Puerto Rico, and we watched that pass right by you, Lindsay. So glad that you are standing there this morning.
Thanks so much, Ginger. Puerto Rico was battered by Hurricane Irma. We had winds here in San Juan up to 70 miles per hour, debris flying through the air, trees down, widespread power outages, but it has been nowhere near the total destruction seen in other parts of the Caribbean, where at least 10 people are dead this morning and dozens more injured.
This is what the Caribbean is waking up to this morning. Utter devastation as 185-mile-per-hour winds tore through St. Martin, an island paradise decimated. This resort near the airport now buried under shattered glass, parts of the ceiling scattered on the floor. Justin Cummings capturing it all.
When we woke up this morning, glass shards had gone through a lot of the walls.
On GMA Wednesday, we met a group of American fitness instructors on vacation. They spoke to us as water poured through their villa.
The flooding is kind of amazing because the wind and rain are just bringing it through the sliding doors.
This morning, they tell us they're happy to have survived the night.
You don't want to be in the middle of this. We left our hotel room yesterday, and just the amount of damage is horrible.
These newlyweds were forced to spend their honeymoon in their hotel bathroom.
Got the wind going about 100 miles per hour. You can really hear it outside. Shaking the doors.
Although the hotel says everyone is safe, their families say they're worried because they've yet to hear from them. On the tiny island of Barbuda, officials reporting at least 90% of structures damaged.
What we experienced is like something you see in a horror movie.
At least 60% of the island's 1,400 residents now homeless. The extent of the deaths and injuries still unknown. Here in Puerto Rico, where nearly 1 million people are without power, the storm sending debris flying all over the streets.
The head of the power company here says it could be months before some parts of this island get power restored. We spoke with two members of the Justice Department this morning. They told us of the U.S. territories, St. Thomas and St. Croix fared the worst, so they're looking now at whether they need additional response teams deployed there.
Good afternoon. It is Demise Music and Entertainment. This is the podcast, aka the P-Keast number 12. Okay? And what you just heard was one of the most recent hurricanes, Hurricane Irma. Okay? Hurricane Irma has 185 mile per hour winds. This is fucking insane. Okay? So Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans was very, very devastating. Lots of lives were lost. Lots of people in poverty were shown just getting treated pretty badly. And, you know, a lot of people had George W. Bush under fire. But, I mean, what is the man to do? Like, is he supposed to go out there and... well, you know what? If you could send an army over fucking seas to another country to go fight or go steal oil or go steal drugs, then you could definitely send a whole army to go fucking help or evacuate such a city like New Orleans or Houston, Texas, like the Hurricane Harvey that just happened as well. Hurricane Harvey, I did a podcast on that. That was fucking devastating as well. You see Houston is underwater. The rain wasn't stopping. The fucking hurricane wasn't supposed to reach Houston, but it did, and people were fucking confused. People lost lives. I mean, a lot of people that were survivors of Hurricane Katrina moved to Houston, Texas. You know what I mean? And then they got fucking pushed out of there. So doesn't that mean maybe you should get the fuck out of the South? I don't know. Maybe. Okay? And I'm over here in California. It's fucking goddamn wildfires like crazy. LA was in a state of emergency for fucking wildfires. Oregon's on fire. California was going through a severe drought. I've never seen that before, driving on the freeway, and there's a sign saying, please conserve water. We are in a severe drought. You know what I mean? Like a very, very severe drought. So there's a lot of natural disasters going on right now. And I just saw a picture saying, pray for California, wildfires. Pray for Oregon, wildfires. Pray for Texas, Hurricane Harvey. Pray for Florida. Pray for Puerto Rico. Hurricanes, flooding, all that shit. 185 mile per hour winds. Now, if this was 2012 and it was the old me, the old demise, I would have been like, the end of times is coming. The apocalypse is here. But yeah, I don't believe in that shit anymore. I just think that this shit happens coincidentally. Are you fucking citadas? Fatu. Tantos. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get my coffee over here. The assistant for getting my coffee, but she couldn't bring it upstairs because she had a little munchkin in her hands. So I had to go run down and get it. But, you know, Florida, Puerto Rico is getting fucking smashed by 185 mile per hour winds. And look what just happened, man. Last week, Hurricane Harvey. Joel Osteen is under fire because he didn't open up his church on the day of the hurricane. But, you know, they showed pictures. It wasn't really a safe place to stay because there was fucking water. But I leave that up to you. I'm not in Houston, Texas. I'm not in Florida. But I am here in California. And like I said earlier, babe, LA is like under a state of emergency for fires. Northern California, like I said in this same podcast, that was in a severe fucking drought. There's mountains that are like 20-minute drive from where we live, and we saw like 2 or 3 times those mountains going up in smoke. So here's the thing, all right? This is what Ty Lopez's second mentor, Joe Salatin, told him. Joe Salatin is a farmer in Virginia. And he says, Mother Nature laughs last, okay? There's no way you can manipulate Mother Nature. There's no way. Millions of people have lost their lives to Mother Nature, so I guess, right? Or a lot of people have lost their lives due to Mother Nature since the dawn of man, don't you think? Okay? My baby boy's looking at me. Mother Nature laughs last, like Ty Lopez said. It was one of the worst winters, and they had all these crops that were supposed to be going, and that's his money. That's how he makes his living. That's how they eat. And Mother Nature just took the bridge down, the bridge from his house to the farm, right? So Ty Lopez and Joe Salatin drive over to the bridge, and he's like, that's the most depressed I've ever seen Joe Salatin. And he was just like, Mother Nature laughs last. You know what I mean? Like, when there's wildfires in California, what the fuck are you gonna do? You're gonna get the fuck out because your life is more valuable than your belongings. It's like life. Is it what's worth more, your things or experiences? Okay? $30,000 car or $30,000 traveling and meeting and venturing out, figuring out different ways that you can live life in other areas. I've not done that yet, but I'm sure the hell I'm not going to buy a fucking $30,000 new Lexus when I could buy a $6,000 used Lexus that doesn't have all the shit that I don't want, like all that extra navigation, and then I will use the rest of the $24,000 to business ideas, travel-y. You know what I mean? It's tough. For so long, I've been conditioned just to be an employee, and that's mainly my fault. Yes, baby boy, say it again. That is my baby boy. He's saying, go for higher ground, duck and cover, get away from the hurricane, leave. Okay, so We live in California. It's earthquake territory. I was born the same year that the Loma Prieta earthquake happened. I was born in '89 when people were getting smashed by bridges in San Francisco and Oakland in the Bay Area. My mom was at De Anza College, like a 10-minute drive away from where Steve Jobs is from. One of the most important businesses of all time, Apple, Macintosh. So, natural disasters are dangerous. Natural disasters will fuck you up, and natural disasters you must respect. I made a song called Mother Nature's Natural Disaster. And it's a beautiful, epic fucking song of just, low quality, made on the 4-track, one-man band in it. It did way better than I fucking thought. People were like, telling me like, oh man, more. I don't remember what the fuck it says. I could look it up, but you know what I mean? Like when it comes down to it, think like the Native Americans. Okay? Think like that. Think like the Hopi. Everyone wants to go back and go to the paleo diet and all that shit, right? But, you must pay attention. You must know when shit's going to happen. You must know when to leave Houston, Texas, or Florida, or California. It hasn't got that drastic yet to where we have to leave California. Once the fucking Bay Area starts rising and the water starts, raising, I'm heading up the fucking hill so I can watch everything sink. Once shit starts burning out here in California all the way up here, and there's more wildfires, I'm going to sit back and be like, Mother Nature, you're fucking up. You're messing us all up. And I'm going to respect it. People are so fucking entitled and think that they're more important than Mother Nature and the way of the world. Where are you going, babe? You're going to pee? This is your whip. Leave it, babe. Leave it. So, that's just one thing I got to say. Is that Mother Nature can be a bitch. And you must respect that bitch. You must respect Mother Earth, okay? So let's see. Let's type in natural disasters 2017. Okay? Hurricane Harvey. Images. Yeah, we got a whole bunch. Remember the tsunami in Japan? You know what I mean? Like, you live on a fucking island, and tsunamis happen quite often. The word tsunami is Japanese, and it's where earthquake happens, the water recedes, and then it comes back higher than it was before it receded. Okay? So, if you live in a place like that, you must always be prepared. You must always be aware. I was listening to Anthony Cumia with Patrice O'Neill, right? And Anthony Cumia was talking about how he had some people come and clean his house like every 2 weeks, and he was like making fun of the fact that there's no more like just regular old white ladies that will come over and clean your house, that'll have a nice funny conversation. He said that three guys and one lady that came over to clean the house, and they're Guatemalan or Inca people or ancient Aztec people, and it's a podcast. Anthony Cumia is a fucking character. Bill Burr is a fucking character. So next thing you know, he's saying that, as they're standing there, you don't know people's true intentions. These people that are cleaning the house, one of them could be a bad fucking apple and be plotting some shit. So Anthony Cumia is like, I was, cleaning my guns, loading up, polishing my guns or whatever in front of these people, so they knew that if anyone had a bright idea to come back with their other friends or send other people to come back to, possibly rob Anthony Cumia's house, that he would have a nice pistol or a gun to shoot them with in the house, because I believe if someone breaks into my house, and I'm going to shoot them. I'm going to try to shoot them in the leg if they have a knife. And if they have a gun, I'm aiming for their fucking head. So what Patrice O'Neal was saying was like, you can't do that. That's being extra paranoid. And Anthony Cumia was like, no, I don't want to be on the opposite side. I don't want to be the one in my own house tied up with a telephone cord, fucking getting robbed and possibly beaten. When someone's in my property, I could fucking shoot them. Okay? Plain and simple. And I was like, he's right. Be prepared. Okay? So that's out of context, all right? But the same concept applies. The same rules apply. When you live in California, you're going to need earthquake insurance. And if you know that an earthquake could happen at any time, you better have a safe fucking place to go if that earthquake happens. If you're in a one-story, one-level house, single-family home, you're pretty good. If you're in a two-story level house, or if you're in a fucking apartment complex, like a high-rise, like they're building downtown San Jose, you better be careful. And if something happens, don't go blaming the fucking earthquake, or don't go blame the fucking building. Oh my God, it's their fault. It's their fault why my family's dead. No, you should have fucking never moved in there, because you're in earthquake territory. So it's like when stuff happens, a natural disaster, who are you gonna blame? Okay, you're gonna blame the fucking levees. You're gonna blame the army for not coming out and saving you when you knew you should have just left. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't want to be a dick. I don't want to be that guy, right? But I've dealt with earthquakes out here, and you just gotta be prepared. You gotta be prepared, man. And what's going on in Florida right now, and what happened in Puerto Rico, is so, so unfortunate. And my prayers go out. I'm not a religious person, okay? I don't necessarily believe in God or whatever, but, I believe the universe has its way with the world. And, it's up to us humans to look within ourselves and within each other to understand that the only way that there can be help, the only way that we can truly move on and evolve, is that we must be empathetic with one another, look deep inside and say, where am I fucking up? Take full responsibility and say, okay, let's not stay here when we know there's a hurricane. Let's all collectively leave, and we will come back, and our lives and our bodies and souls are more valuable than the fucking houses. Okay? And more valuable than anything else. Okay? We're adaptable. We're human. We can fucking go anywhere. Okay? If we started off in Africa or whatever they say, then we've migrated all across the fucking globe. Okay? People living out in the fucking ocean. People finding their way across seas. You know what I mean? So just be adaptable. When natural disasters are coming, most likely you get a notification that there's going to be a hurricane. So, if you can't leave, then that's very unfortunate. That is very, very, very unfortunate. Be prepared. Like Anthony Cumia, like he has his fucking guns in his house and he's prepared. He's like, if anyone can get through the locks, if anyone can get in this house, if they're clever enough to break into my house, and I'm there in my room and I have my door locked, and they try to come in my room, I'm blasting those fuckers. Okay, that's how you have to be when it comes to these natural disasters. You have to say, hey, I live in an earthquake territory. I live in hurricane territory. I must. See, the people that survive and get the fuck out are smart. Okay? They know that their house is not of any value. When Mother Nature comes knocking, Mother Nature doesn't give a fuck about your house. Okay? A hurricane does not give a fuck about your belongings or your memories or how long you've stayed there. Intelligent people don't hoard and don't use their house as a way of staying extra comfortable and just staying there and laying down all day, not doing shit. That's not what I think. I think that what they do is they have their home, they have their insurance that they pay for because they know where they're living in hurricane land or earthquake territory or hurricane territory. And they're like, okay, at any given moment, I have just enough to where I could pack up and leave. I have just enough to pack up and leave. And that my insurance will cover this. I'll come back, I'll rebuild. But to other people, you know, like how I used to think is that like, this is my home, this is all I got. You know what I mean? Like it's a different mindset. Okay. And you know, if you stay with your sink, respect to that. I mean, if you stay with your ship, respect to that, you will sink with it and hopefully you survive. So I'm not bashing anybody. I'm just saying, be intelligent, be smart about it. When a natural disaster is coming your way, you must stop and think and say, all right, what is more important? My life and my kid's life? Okay? Why do some people stay? Do they think that they can fight it off? Okay? Earthquakes out here in California are a lot different. There's no fucking warning. It just fucking happens. There's a little warning. There, you might see some seismic, some activity on the meter, but it's nothing like a fucking hurricane. A hurricane starts and they can see it coming in on the radar, satellite. Earthquakes, not so much. You can see animals start to go crazy and fucking doing all kinds of weird shit. Like I've seen that video of that dog that 5 seconds before the earthquake fucking hits, the dog's going crazy, and then the guy's like, hey, in the office, and his golden retriever or whatever is like fucking running around in circles, and then the guy looks at his dog, it's a like a security camera, and then the guy's looking at his dog like, are you okay? And all of a sudden everything starts shaking. So animals have that 5 to 10 second intuition, I guess, of a natural disaster. Okay? But just know that it's a natural thing. Just know that, hence natural disaster. Know that it's gonna happen. Just please strategize better. Life is a competition. Life is like a game of chess. You must strategize right. You must know how to play right or forever lose. Okay? Do you want to strategize to win? And do you want to win, or do you want to forever just fucking lose? Okay? Do you want to move your pieces in the wrong areas? Study every day. If you lose one game, keep going. Keep going, man. Strategize. Take care of your family. Make sure that where you're staying, if there's a natural disaster coming, say what's more important. Because every decision fucking counts. The clock is ticking. Life is very short. So, prayers go out to everybody out there in Houston, Texas, Florida, Puerto Rico, all around the world. But I'm in America, man. I'm in the United States. So, my heart especially goes out to you guys out there. Especially here in California, man, the wildfires. So, much love. Demise Music and Entertainment.